Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Give us your name, where you're from, your drug of choice,
My name is
and
Brock Durden. I'm from Savannah, Georgia. My drug of choice was methamphetamine and alcohol.
hey, how long have you been sober now?
Um, 60 days, 65 days.
65 days. Good deal. I'm gonna ask you a few questions if you don't mind answering them.
Okay.
What was your life like before recovery?
My life was very dark. I was in a dark place. Uh, my addiction took me to places that a normal functioning human being wouldn't want to step into.
What moment made you realize you need to change?
Um, I looked around one day and I was all alone. I I had so much hatred in my heart. Um, methamphetamines isolated me. I shut everybody out. I hurt the ones who really loved me. Um, and I just knew I needed some help.
What was the hardest part of beginning your recovery journey?
The hardest part was um, dealing with my mind. The enemy. He made me feel unworthy, unsavable. Um, and that was the hardest part, dealing with my mind. The enemy comes in, makes you feel unworthy. No, no, you're not worth saving. And so I think that was the hardest part.
Amen. So, who or what helps you the most during your recovery?
Um, Foremost, God. I had to seek His face. Um, he he ultimately helped me, but I had some family, um, friends. When I got here, NBIC, they welcomed me in with open arms. The love from the staff and the residents gave me a sense of hope, a sense of worth, and I knew God. I knew God was always there, and He never left me. Um, but but when I got here, um, it was just confirmation that He was there, that He's still there. He had me.
Amen. Amen. How has your life changed since getting sober or healed through God?
Um, my life has changed dramatically. I got my peace and my joy back. I haven't had it for a long time. Um, the enemy, like I said, he had me secluded, very very dark place. Um, but but now God's given me my peace and my joy and my happiness back, and so it was freely given to me. So I freely try to give it back to others with through God.
Amen. What would you say to someone who is struggling right now?
I would tell them that there is a God who loves them unconditionally, and that if they would totally surrender and stretch their arms toward heaven, that He will reach down and grab them up and dust them off and set them on the journey that He has predestined them for, and that they are worth something. They are worth saving. They they got purpose and they have destiny through God. And I would tell them that their past does not define them, and to keep to keep on, to never give up.
Amen. Amen. All right. So, in a whole, after everything we've discussed, just tell everyone a little something about what they can expect if they need to send a loved one to NBIC or if they themselves need to come to NBIC and what all God does for us here and what all God has done for you here.
I I totally would recommend NBIC. Um, it's God is here. I feel His presence every day. Um, NBIC, the staff is great. We have great counsel, wise counsel. We have a good shepherd, um, and um, they, I don't, I really don't look at this as a rehab. I look at it as a discipleship class, a discipleship school. I mean, with the staff through God is making and molding men into what they should be. Um, the fathers, the brothers, the husbands, um, and um, that's what it's done for me. It's you know, we have 17 meetings a week. We have church, and we get preached the true gospel, and um, and so NBIC has given me a hope, um, and ultimately God gets all the credit, but with willing vessels through this ministry, um, like I said, it's given me hope. I haven't been this happy in a long time. Uh, it's a great place. So that's what I would highly recommend the NBIC.
Amen.
It's like I said, this is definitely holy ground. Um, you have the love is it's nothing like I've ever experienced.
Well, Mr. Brock, I appreciate your time this afternoon. I pray you just keep striving, just keep following Jesus, and that your sobriety lasts a lifetime as long as He is your King.
Amen.
Thank you.
And thank you.